everyone, and welcome to About Town. I'm Susan Stevens. Thanks so much for joining us for highlights from this year's Irving Sparks and Stripes 4th of July Parade. We also have a preview of MainStage's upcoming comedy, Steve Martin's The Underpants. And we're in for even more laughs as we check out the Irving Art Center's new TGIF Comedy Series. We also get the details on the Irving Salvation Army Luncheon, and in Feature Flix, I have a review of Tom Cruise's Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1. There's no better way to see what all our community has to offer than by watching the floats of our city's many amazing organizations and businesses during the annual Sparks and Stripes 4th of July Parade. Here are some highlights. It's the annual Sparks and Stripes 4th of July Parade.
So we have about 60 floats for this year's parade. Super excited to bring one of our favorite Irving events back.
The parade is a time-honored tradition that brings out the community for a morning of fun. And through the many floats that go by, it allows citizens the chance to see all that Irving has to offer.
You know, we've got everything from our Irving Girls Cheerleading Association to the school district, our park board, council, and mayor. Of course, will be leading the parade. So fun stuff all throughout, and definitely a great mixture with all the different entries that we have.
Irving Girls Cheerleader Association has been around for 44 years. I've been a part of it for 34. We are big in our community. We do a lot of community service work.
Rotary is a service-based organization, service above self, so we like to get involved with the community. We help in many different ways, sending kids to camp, doing Keep Irving Beautiful with picking up trash, many different types of things.
To me, the parade offers a lot about the city. I mean, you see floats and bikes and bicycles and people that are all community affiliated. And I've seen things in the parade that I didn't know existed in Irving, and I've been here 63 years.
It really become kind of a fabric of the community, and the whole city kind of rallies around it and talks about it. Irving is really great, and it's a big town and a small town both, and so it really helps us, I think, have that strong community feel, and Rotary really wants to be a part of that.
And as always, right after the parade, folks head on over to Heritage Park for the watermelon reception and live music. This celebration makes for a festive morning that unites the city every year.
This specific event brings pieces of Irving together in one place and showcases those different community organizations and partners and residents all throughout one of the most important places in Irving. So it's really, when I think of what event encompasses community, it's the Sparks and Stripes Parade.
Irving is a together community, and so I think it's important for the community to come out and see interaction.
To me, it's just a great combination of everything that's right about America and right about the city of Irving.
MainStage's newest production is a witty and absurd farce written by the comedy legend Steve Martin. Eric Berg went behind the scenes to bring us a preview of the show.
It's, of course, about a pair of underpants.
A lot of the plot kind of centers around Louise as she's navigating this catastrophe that has now catapulted her into this interesting array of events. We open and something has happened at the King's Parade.
She was waving to the king during a big parade in her town and standing on tiptoes on a bench, and her underpants fall down. Now, of course, they're wearing big dresses. She steps out of her underpants and hides them, but just enough people have seen them that within hours, she's the talk of the town. Her husband does not treat her very well, so she finally gets a little attention, and she kind of likes it.
Even though this farce is set in the early 1900s, it pokes fun at fame and vanity in a way that audiences will still laugh at today.
Andy Warhol said we'll all be famous for 15 minutes, and we have a very innocent, young, sweet thing that gets her shot at fame. The play actually originated in Germany by Karl Sternheim. It was a play called Der Hose.
It's an adaptation of an old play that Steve Martin has redone, so his humor is peppered all throughout the show.
Steve Martin's comedy is absolutely fantastic, and he has really adapted this play into something that I think that a lot of modern audiences can really relate to. It's kind of like the play version of a TikTok, where you come in, you might know a little bit about it, and we surprise you with like how great it is, and then you're just laughing the whole time through, and you want to share it with others because it's so great. To be honest, there are several times I have to bite my cheek or bite my tongue so I don't just laugh.
I call this is kind of like a cartoon for adults, or like children's theater for adults. It is fast, it is funny, it is naughty, but you can still bring the kids.
Bring your friends, bring all your friends, and come multiple times, because your friend will be like, oh my gosh, did you see this? And you'll say, no, I missed that.
Don't sit at home in your underpants. Come support live theater. It is great, it is fun. The cast is highly adept and very, very, very comical. And again, we're gonna get you in and out, get you laughing, and you'll be home in time to watch the 10 o'clock news.
For About Town, this is Eric Berg.
The Underpants is playing at the Dupree Theater through July 29th. For tickets, call 972-252-ARTS or visit irvingartcenter.com. The Salvation Army of Irving is back post-COVID with a brand new event, and Lieutenant Cody Johns is here to tell us more. Welcome.
Thank you, Susan. How are you doing today?
I'm good. I'm so glad you're here to tell us about this event. Tell us how this luncheon came to be about.
Well, yes, Susan. You know, the Super Lunch was a big staple in Irving since the building of our Salvation Army in Irving. It went on for about 28 years until COVID in 2019 was our last year. Now 3 years, we're finally getting things back together now, and so we will be having the Together We Can Luncheon, which combines two luncheons, our Super Lunch and our Soup, Soap, and Hope Luncheon that we've done at the Las Colinas Country Club, and combine those to be another luncheon right back at the Irving Convention Center.
It's great. It's great. It's a great idea to kind of combine them together, give more room and stuff.
Yes.
So how will it help the Salvation Army in its mission?
Oh yes, this is going to be something great. You know, we do a lot of fundraisers at the Red Kettle. You hear those great bells at Walmart in November, but this is also to continue to help our efforts during the summertime. We have a Boys and Girls Club, which is growing. We have about 90 kids now. We're able to have 120 kids in there. And so this really helps with all the things that we can be able to help with them, with sponsorships and to help with field trips and to get some more supplies so we can continue to lead our kids into developing more of their abilities. And then also we have food pantry. We do rental assistance. So this really helps us, our efforts to continue to go further until Christmas time, because we do so much more than just bells.
Yeah, absolutely. And so are tickets still available, and how can the community help out?
Yes, the tickets are available. They can go on the website. It's irvingsa.murad, and they can go on there. I also have cards that you can be passed out, so they can be on our website.
Awesome, awesome. Well, folks, you heard it here. The Salvation Army of Irving Luncheon will be on Tuesday, July 25th at 11 a.m. at the Irving Convention Center. I know after a long week, laughter is the best medicine to help me unwind. Luckily, the Irving Art Center has a new stand-up comedy series called Thank Goodness It's Funny Comedy Nights. The series kicked off with comedian Kristen Key.
Please continue to make some noise for my girl of yours, Kristen Key!
Oh my gosh, so I got invited to do a stand-up comedy show here at the Irving Art Center, and I said yes.
My name's Kristen, if you don't know me. I love cats, I crochet, and I'm married to a woman who's ready to party.
I play the guitar in my show, and I just talk about my life. I grew up in Amarillo, I moved to Los Angeles. There's a wealth of material there, and some songs along the way. So even if people are like, I don't know if I'm gonna like her, usually they'll listen to a little bit of the music, and then by the end they're like, she was better than I thought.
That's good. How long have you lived together? I'm just curious. 3.5 years!
I've always enjoyed comedy, either live or on TV or just in movies or whatnot. So I found out this was available. My wife kind of seen some of her clips on Instagram, and I'd watched a few of them too. I was like, oh, she seems funny, and it's like, come check it out.
I feel like, laughing is kind of produces endorphins, and I can forget about all the stress from the week. So, yeah, and I think also it kind of addresses a lot of things that are universal to us, and I do want to see this comedian tonight because she's LGBTQ+. I think, that'll make it really interesting.
Kayaks are a lot like a relationship, highly unstable.
The key to being a good comedian is I would say never stop trying to be funny. Always looking for the humor in any situation. And I don't know, learning what's okay for you, where your boundaries and where your lines are, but never stop trying to make light of what can be a dark world sometimes.
I like the more absurdist kind of stuff, maybe, perhaps, and stuff like that. So that's kind of interesting to me. But I mean, as long as someone knows what they're doing, I usually can find something out of it.
Something unique, like if they have a unique perspective or a unique point of view, I like that. I think really it's just a matter of, do they make me laugh?
Since I started doing stand-up in a Texas town, it's always nice there's a feel to it, and it's nice to have that feeling again. So I'm thrilled to be back.
Smelly cat with ringworm, I got low German, I'm good. One eye, no tail, I will cherish you. A kitty cat, unless it's hairless, 'cause that's gross.
Up next for the TGIF Comedy Nights is Arvin Mitchell on July 28th, and Elliot Chang will perform on September 22nd. For tickets, visit irvingartcenter.com. At this point, as long as Tom Cruise is willing to keep making these Mission Impossible movies, they won't stop. And after watching Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1, I have to admit, I don't mind if they continue, because this film is one of my favorites of the franchise so far. In this sequel, the film begins with a polarizing opening scene that reveals a potentially powerful and wildly unpredictable Russian AI weapon known as the Entity. It's laying at the bottom of the ocean in a sunken submarine. Former IMF director Eugene Kittredge calls upon Ethan Hunt once again so that he and his team can track down two halves of the key that controls the dangerous digital technology before it falls into the wrong hands. In addition to Cruise, the film stars Simon Pegg, Rebecca Ferguson, Vanessa Kirby, and Haley Atwell, who all do a fantastic job. But it's Cruise who continues to amaze me. At 61, he still insists on doing his own stunts, including filming a terrifying motorbike cliff jump 6 times until it was perfect. And I'll be honest, most of these Mission Impossible films blur together for me. There's so much going on and they all have similar plots, so I'm usually just watching for Cruise in the action. But what I do appreciate about Dead Reckoning Part 1 is that the plot is a lot less chaotic and easier to follow. Maybe because this is just part 1 of 2 and it's almost 3 hours long, so the film was able to take its time with the story. I'm not sure how all audiences will feel about that runtime, but the film does move quickly thanks to the fast-paced, high-flying stunts and the film's exciting twists and turns. Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1 is a fun and thrilling movie-going experience. Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1 is currently playing in theaters. Check AMC Irving Mall and Alamo Drafthouse Las Colinas for showtimes. Beat the heat with all the summer fun Irving has to offer. Levi Gomez, our man about town, has some great suggestions.
Hi everyone, Levi here. Come check out where Irving grows for Parks and Rec Month. There'll be a farmer's market, food vendors, crafts, and games. Plus, it's a good opportunity to learn about Irving's Parks and Rec department. The event is July 22nd at 9 a.m. till noon here at Heritage Park. The 23rd Annual Art Connection Members Exhibition comes to the Irving Art Center. It's a place where students, professionals, and non-professionals hang their pieces side by side. It takes place July 23rd from 2 to 4 p.m. here at the Irving Art Center. Arvin Mitchell from BET's Club Comic View is this month's host for the Thank Goodness It's Funny series at the Irving Art Center. It's reserved seating, so get your tickets as soon as you can. It takes place July 28th at 7:30 p.m. here at Carpenter Hall. Come check out Awakening Africa, an expo here at the Irving Convention Center. There'll be speakers, exhibitors, workshops, and entertainment from more than 50 countries. It takes place July 28th and 29th. Explore healing through the art of choreography with Resurgence, presented by Caitlin McGowan and Ashley Kinder. It's about the human experience and confronting traumas. It takes place July 30th at 6 p.m. here in Dupree Theater.
For more events about town, visit irvingartcenter.com and the events calendar at irvingtexas.com. And that wraps up this edition of About Town. Thanks for joining us. Please be sure to tune in next time for a very special edition of the show where we share highlights from Kathy Whiteman's moving retirement party. As always, we'd love to hear your feedback. Tell us about events going on around the community, people we should profile, or stories you'd like to see on the show. You can email us at ictn@cityofirving.org or connect with us on social media. So please subscribe to our YouTube channel, like us on Facebook, and follow us on Twitter and Instagram. We'd love to hear from you. We'll leave you tonight with music from the 4th of July watermelon reception. For About Town, I'm Susan Stevens. Have a great evening.